Top 10 Most Shocking Political Assassinations of All Time. As content marketing becomes more and more prevalent with the top 10 countries in the world with best data privacy laws, demand for high-quality content has increased dramatically. To stand out from the competition, it is essential to produce content that is not only informative but also engaging and entertaining for the audience. This is where the world's #1 source of research-based content, the Daily Top 10, comes in. We always produce the best content that is both informative and engaging. So today, we thought to share with you the top 10 most shocking political assassinations of all time. Assassination is the term for the murder of a person who is often a well-known king, politician, religious leader, or celebrity. It frequently has an apparent reason, such as envy, political or religious idealism, contract killing, retaliation, etc. As the globe entered the modern era, the murdering of influential individuals started to be utilized for political symbolism, such as in promoting the deed, rather than only as a weapon in power battles between rulers. Since the Moabite king Eglin's murder by stabbing in 1200 BCE as he was seated on his throne, political leaders have also likely been assassinated for various reasons far earlier. Political assassinations have been a part of human history for centuries, and some of these events have shocked the world with their brutality and impact on the course of history. So, here are the top 10 most shocking political assassinations of all time. What is the most shocking political assassination of all time? Political assassination is a violent crime that has historically been committed to silence political leaders, who are seen as threats to the status quo or the goals of a particular group. Even while assassinations can happen at any level of government, killing a prominent political person can have a big impact. It has influenced history from Julius Caesar in ancient Rome to John F. Kennedy in the 20th century, occasionally causing political unrest, conflict, and societal transformation. Understanding some of the big political assassinations is crucial in this setting. So the top 10 most shocking political assassinations of all time are listed below. Let's identify the most shocking political assassination of all time after the rest of the assassinations in our list. Top 10, Julius Caesar, 44 BCE. According to National Geographic, Julius Caesar was a well-known Roman politician and general who attained prominence in the last years of the Roman Republic. On March 15, 44 BCE, a group of senators who objected to his expanding prominence and authority killed him. The conspirators, led by Brutus and Cassius, were concerned that Caesar was becoming an authoritarian who would overthrow the Roman Republic and install himself as king. The conspirators killed Caesar by stabbing him in the Roman Senate during the assassination. Caesar's assassination profoundly influenced Roman history since it sparked a time of political unrest and civil conflict that ultimately resulted in the ascension of Octavian, Caesar's adopted son, as the first emperor of Rome. Caesar's murder has left a long-lasting mark on Western culture, influencing numerous pieces of writing, visual arts, and cinema throughout the years. Top 9, Abraham Lincoln, 1865. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States, serving from March 1861 until his assassination in April 1865. In reference to history, he is widely regarded as one of America's greatest heroes, due to his role as a leader during the American Civil War and his efforts to end slavery. He was shot by Confederate sympathizer John Wilkes Booth and died the following day, becoming the first U.S. president to be assassinated. Abraham's assassination had a profound impact on the nation, and some feared it would lead to a collapse of the federal government. However, Vice President Andrew Johnson was able to steer the country through the remainder of the Civil War and its aftermath. Lincoln's legacy continues to be celebrated, and he is remembered for his role in preserving the Union, ending slavery, and modernizing the economy. Top 8, Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary, 1914. Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria and his wife Sophie are shot to death by a Bosnian Serb nationalist during an official visit to the Bosnian capital of Sarajevo on June 28, 1914, in light of history sparking the outbreak of World War I. On June 28, 1919, Germany and the Allied powers signed the Treaty of Versailles, officially marking the war's end. The Versailles Treaty failed to achieve this objective, leading to widespread resentment of the treaty and its authors in that country and the outbreak of the Second World War 2 decades later. Top 7, Mohandas Gandhi, 1948. Gandhi was born in 1869 to a Vaishnava mother who was deeply religious and exposed him to Jainism. He studied law in England and returned to India but accepted a one-year contract in South Africa. According to history, he was subjected to racism and South African laws that restricted the rights of Indian laborers, and he decided to fight injustice and defend his rights. He formed the National Indian Congress and drew international attention to the plight of Indians, and negotiated a compromise agreement with the South African government. In 1906, he organized his first campaign of satyagraha, or mass civil disobedience. Gandhi used fasts and visits to the troubled areas of India to end religious strife. He was at one such vigil in New Delhi when Natharam Godse, a Hindu extremist, fatally shot him. Gandhi's methods of civil disobedience influenced leaders of civil rights movements around the world, especially Martin Luther King Jr. in the United States. Top 6. Leon Trotsky, 1940. Leon Trotsky, a Marxist revolutionary and one of the leaders of the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, was assassinated in Mexico City on August 20, 1940, by Ramon Mercader, a Spanish communist who had been recruited by the NKVD. What are the details of this incident? Explore it here. By reference to China Worker, Trotsky was a vocal critic of Stalin's leadership and the direction of the Soviet Union under his rule. His assassination highlighted the brutality of Stalin's regime and the lengths it was willing to go to silence its critics. His ideas continued to influence leftist movements worldwide, including the Trotskyist movement, which advocated for a more democratic and decentralized form of socialism. Top 5. John F. Kennedy, 1963. In the light of Time for Kids, John F. Kennedy was assassinated on November 22, 1963, by Lee Harvey Oswald, a former U.S. Marine who had defected to the Soviet Union and became a communist sympathizer. While Oswald was initially charged with the murder, he was killed 2 days later by Jack Ruby, a nightclub owner with ties to organized crime. The Warren Commission concluded that Oswald acted alone, but many have questioned the findings, and conspiracy theories have emerged. The assassination profoundly impacted the United States and the world, leading to a loss of trust in government and institutions. The question of who was ultimately responsible for Kennedy's death remains unresolved. Top 4. Martin Luther King Jr., 1968. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, on April 4, 1968. As mentioned in Britannica, James Earl Ray was a white supremacist and convicted criminal who had purchased the rifle used to shoot King and fled the scene. King was a beloved figure who led the movement to end segregation and racial discrimination. Luther's death led to protests and riots in many cities, and the assassination had a significant impact on the political landscape of the United States, leading to the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1968 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. His legacy of nonviolent activism and his fight for racial justice continues to inspire people around the world. Watch more about Martin Luther King Jr. from the top 10 reasons why we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Top 3. Anwar Sadat, 1981. Anwar Sadat, the president of Egypt, was assassinated on October 6, 1981, during a military parade in Cairo. According to the Strategy Bridge, the assassination was carried out by members of the Egyptian Islamic Jihad, who opposed Sadat's efforts to establish peace with Israel and his support of a secular government. Sadat was hit by several bullets and died soon afterward from his injuries. The attackers were arrested and later executed. His death had significant implications for the region, including a deterioration in relations between Egypt and Israel and a rise in Islamic fundamentalism. Despite the tragedy, Sadat's legacy lives on as a leader who took bold steps to achieve peace and stability in the Middle East. If Anwar Sadat is in the present era, he might be among the top 10 world's best and most influential men on LinkedIn. Top 2. Indira Gandhi, 1984. Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister of India, was assassinated on October 31, 1984, by 2 of her bodyguards. She was one of the richest women of that time. The assassination resulted from tensions between the Sikh community and the Indian government, which had been escalating for some time. It sparked widespread riots and violence against the Sikh community, resulting in the deaths of thousands of Sikhs. According to Britannica, the assassination had a profound impact on Indian politics and society, leading to a period of political instability and a renewed focus on issues related to religious and ethnic identity. Gandhi's legacy lives on as a leader who worked tirelessly to promote the interests of India and its people. Top 1. Benazir Bhutto, 2007. Benazir Bhutto, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, was assassinated on December 27, 2007, while attending an election rally in Rawalpindi. The suicide bomber detonated his explosives as Bhutto left the rally, killing more than 20 other people and injuring many more. Meanwhile, a gunshot by an anonymous person became the cause of the death of Benazir Bhutto. From an article in the Kuwait Times, Bhutto's assassination was a tragic event that shocked the world and had significant implications for Pakistan's political landscape. Despite the tragedy, her legacy lives on as a leader who worked tirelessly to promote democracy, women's rights, and social justice in Pakistan. So, Benazir Bhutto's assassination is considered the most shocking political assassination of all time. What are the most shocking political assassinations of all time? Political assassinations have had significant consequences and impacts on the world, often leading to political instability, social unrest, loss of trust in government institutions. Overall, political assassinations are tragic events with significant consequences and impacts on the world. They serve as a reminder of the importance of strong and stable government institutions and the need for peace, understanding, and dialogue between different communities and nations. Here are the top 10 most shocking political assassinations of all time. 1. Benazir Bhutto, 2007. 2. Indira Gandhi, 1984. 3. Anwar Sadat, 1981. 4. Martin Luther King Jr., 1968. 5. John F. Kennedy, 1963. 6. Leon Trotsky, 1940. 7. Mohandas Gandhi, 1948. 8. Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary, 1914. 9. Abraham Lincoln, 1865. 10. Julius Caesar, 44 BCE. To wrap up this video, as the Daily Top 10 team, we have a suggestion for you. In addition to checking out our list of the top 10 most shocking political assassinations of all time, visit the most popular places in the world and explore their leaders and political history. However, do you want us to be your partner? Send us an email or hit the contact form and send us your message. Whether you are a travel, food and drinks lover or love to know breaking news, we have bundles of videos for you.